What is going on, everyone? It's time to talk about Sin City again. This will be the third Las Vegas list we've done. We've done the reasons not to move to Las Vegas, the reasons to move to Vegas. This week I thought we'd go over some things that a first-time visitor should know before they visit Sin City. So here's my top 10 things Las Vegas first-timers should know. Number 10. Drinking on the plane. Your first instinct is to get this weekend rolling on the plane. You've been saving, waiting, dreaming about this trip for some time now. You're excited. Why not squeeze every ounce of fun you can out of this weekend? So you have a couple drinks, then a couple more. Here's the problem. Unless you're coming from the West Coast, you're probably in for a very long flight. Long flights and heavy drinking don't normally mix. My aunt was a flight attendant for many years. She told me at least a dozen people a weekend would get arrested for shenanigans they caused on the plane. They haven't even made it to their hotel room. It was way worse in the 80s and 90s, but now they kind of try and slow you down during the flight. So that's good. And if you don't get arrested or at least get a serious talking to from the flight crew, and nowadays your shenanigans gets recorded and put on YouTube, then you go viral trying to dry hump the drink cart. That's always a good time. So you finally get to your hotel room, you got a hangover, it's 4:30 on a Friday. Number 9. You're not taking Las Vegas by storm. So many people get to Las Vegas, they think they're the wildest thing this city's ever seen. You're not. You're really not, Skippy. You need to tone down the ego a little bit. You're one of 41 million visitors that cycle through this heavily illuminated patch of desert every single year. When I was in the Army, this dude was heading to Vegas. He knew I'd been there a couple times, and his words, I quote, were, "That town ain't gonna know what hit him when we get there." He was taking his heavy drinking roommate with him, and these two were gonna tear up the town. Apparently they get there. They drank too much on the plane. They finally get to the hotel room. The roommate goes downstairs, comes up with 3 cases of beer, strips down to his boxer shorts, and lays on the bed and starts drinking. The other guy tries to get him to go out over and over and over, and he never leaves the room. He stays in the room the whole weekend and racks up a bill of $200 of pay-per-view porn and drinks 3 cases of beer and then some room service drinks he had sent up. Meanwhile, the guy that was going to take the town by storm wandered around the casino most of the weekend, and I think he cried a little. Number 8. Stay above ground. If for some reason you find yourself out of the hotel room, maybe broken down in your car or something like that, maybe wandering the desert just wanting to check things out, don't go near anything that looks like a tunnel. I know this is kind of strange and it seems like something that's very, very unlikely, and it is. I just think everyone should know about this. There's miles of tunnels underneath Las Vegas. Do not go in there. People are living in those tunnels. There's like a village of destitute people down there. It's a sad and dangerous location. You can see documentaries on it. It's really sad. Stay away from it. I don't know. If you see anyone wandering out of there, they don't need help. Coinless slot machines. The old days of walking around with a big bucket full of your winnings are long gone. Maybe not long gone, but gone for the most part. Slot machines are more like giant iPhones these days. When you win, the machine doesn't drop coins anymore. They do have these coin sound effects, so it's not the same. Instead of coins, you get a paper receipt. When you want to get your money, you hit the cash out button, take the piece of paper to the cashier. It's kind of less dramatic than the old days. Now, if you're sitting there trying to type the most clever response ever to this one on my list, stop typing. This list is for people that have never been to Vegas or haven't been for a long time. Leave the keyboard alone. Number 6. Getting a taxi. Now the thing is, you can't hail a taxi from the street like you do in other cities like New York or whatever. It's actually against the law in Las Vegas. You have to find a taxi stand. If you're on the Strip, you're near a casino, and every casino has one at the entrance. And the secondary entrance, and sometimes the back. They're everywhere. You just gotta walk up to the casino. And here's a tip. When the taxi driver asks if this is your first time in Vegas, never say yes. I don't care if you've just heard about Vegas 10 minutes ago and you landed there. Never say yes. They know the town, they know the fare system, and they know every single way to squeeze an extra buck out of you. So if you want to pay extra, tell them it's your first time in town. See how much it costs you. Then go back 2 months later, tell them no. Go to the same spot, see how much less it is. Fact. Number 5. Vegas is like fish. It starts to stink after 3 days. One night in Vegas is a lot of fun. sometimes almost too much fun, at a very hurried pace. 2 nights in Las Vegas is perfect. Things have slowed down a bit and you can sit back, have a couple drinks, and enjoy the city. 3 nights in Vegas, it starts to wear on anyone that's under the age of 30. When you're over the age of 30, you're out on that 3rd night, you're thinking, you know, that bed in that hotel room really was comfortable. And it seems like a shame to let all that fluffiness go to waste. I should go back. That's what you really start thinking. Now, the 4th night in Vegas really makes you get to that point where you never want to go back to Vegas, or at least for some time. My advice to everyone is keep it on 2 or 3 nights. 4 nights starts to be a little bit much unless you're there for business or something like that. Sometimes in Sin City, less is more. Number 4, room upgrades. Hotels in Las Vegas are often willing to upgrade you to a suite if there's one available. All you gotta do is ask. Just ask the person at the front desk if there's any complimentary upgrades. Most of the time, they'll give you one, no questions asked. I've only been told once that they didn't have anything. That was during a big convention, and I've probably asked 40 or 50 times. I got one once that had a great hot tub and mirrors on the ceilings. Sadly, I was alone that trip, and it was only an overnighter. But if this does happen to you and they give you a really cool suite, any kind of upgrade whatsoever, be sure to tip them well if they give you what you're looking for. Always ask for a room upgrade. Number 3, watch all your stuff. Keep an eye on your luggage, your wallet, your kids, your credit cards, everything. Every second from the airport to the hotel room. Even in the hotel room, make sure you use that hotel safe for all your pricey items. It's not the perfect plan, but it's better than leaving it in your luggage on the floor when the maid comes in. Thing is, you should always keep your eyes on your bags, because in Vegas, you could find yourself in a situation when someone actually steals your luggage while you're unloading it. It's happened more than once. And also be aware of any standalone ATM machine in the casinos. I read one report that said they're the most skimmed machines anywhere. A skim, in case you don't know, is a device they put on the ATM. So as you're withdrawing money, it's recording all your information and sending it to someone else. A friend of mine went to Vegas about 2 weeks ago. The girl she was with had her card skimmed from inside the casino. She went and got money out of her account through one of those little ATM machines. Within 15 minutes, her bank called her and asked her if she was trying to withdraw an additional $1,000. She said, "No, I just took $60 out of my account." "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, someone's trying to get $1,000 out." While they were talking, someone tried to get $500 out. So they couldn't get $1,000 and they went down to $500. They kept trying to get more and more money out of her account. My friend, who she was with, asked her what's going on. She said, "The guy at the bank just saved me from losing $1,000 out of my account." My friend was drunk. She did this cheerleader thing, jumped in the air, said, "Go nerdy bank dude." And when she came down, she broke her foot. Good times. Spent her second night in the ER. Number 2, stay hydrated. Dehydration is no joke. Trust me, I've had dehydration before. I actually had heat cramps. It was horrible. If you're not from an arid climate like the Las Vegas desert, it can sneak up on you in a hurry. Let's say you're outside by the pool after a good night of drinking, which already dehydrated you pretty good, the alcohol does. You're drinking some more alcohol and you start to get a little lightheaded. Then you get some stomach cramps. I got bad news for you. You now have heat cramps, and will probably start dry heaving any second. And if you continue to go this route, you're going to end up with heat exhaustion, which could be deadly. The good news is, the people in Vegas see people heaving up by the pool all the time. It's Vegas after all, so you won't be terribly embarrassed. Make sure you drink water while you're in Vegas, people. I know that sounds really weird from some of the things I talk about, but that one's really important. Write that one down if you got to. Drink water while in Vegas. Not from those people on the side of the road with ice chests. That's not really bottled water. I'll tell you about that in the last one. Number 1, street hustlers. Card slappers are not your friend, and they're not the only street hustles in Las Vegas. You have everything from counterfeit show tickets, scam club passes, massage girls that don't massage, they just rip you off in your room, everything. Common sense tells you to avoid these scams, but some people have no common sense. People also sell things like nightclub passes, counterfeit souvenirs, even bottled water. There have been stories that people selling bottled water have actually taken empties out of the trash, filled them up at the gas station, and then sell them to suckers for $5. And people buy it from them. Remember how I told you to stay hydrated? Don't do it here. Find a real store. Buy your water there. None of these sidewalk vendors are operating legally and should be avoided at all costs. My advice is don't even make eye contact with these idiots. Avoid conversation. eye contact, any kind of contact. Don't think you're going to outsmart them and screw with them and have a laugh because you're the smartest guy from Pocatello. They do this all the time. You don't. You'll lose some money. Well, that's my top 10 things Las Vegas first-timers should know. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you leave me a big thumbs up. Check out some of my other videos. I did 2 other ones, like I said before, on Vegas. My next ones I'm going to start doing on Dallas, Texas. I hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching, and be nice to each other, everyone.